Hey everybody, welcome back to another video down with Doug. Today in Doug's incredibly messy garage, we are doing a transmission drain and fill on my 5th gen 4Runner. First thing you need to do when doing this is make sure that your vehicle is level. This is just the generic level I put here, but we're level side to side. We're level front to back-ish. My garage slopes a little bit, so I had to put the driver's side up on a little bit of a block. Whenever we're doing this, we're pretty much going to be under the vehicle the entire time. Let me grab a light and we'll dive in. I have aftermarket skids on my vehicle, so if I remember correctly, I need to remove them. So let's get under here and take a peek. Yeah, it's just as I remembered. I have the RCI aluminum skids. I haven't been under here since we did a little off-road excursion a couple weeks back, so I'm sure there is tons of debris up under this skid plate. But the first thing I need to do, I need to loosen my front 2 bolts and then these 2 rear bolts to take this transmission skid off. I'm really not going to be able to get this on camera, but I'm going to try to mount this up to a little tripod and do a time lapse of it. It's looking pretty good when this thing was probably underwater a couple days ago. This is our drain bolt. This is our stand pipe that we use to check the level. And our fill bolt, let me see if I can get it on camera, is right here. Whenever you're doing this, open the fill bolt first, just to make sure that it's loose. I believe that is a 22. I think that's a 12. And the stand pipe should be 5mm hex, looks like. I'm just going to spray these down to clean them up, just since I was doing some off-roading, just to get some of the dirt and debris off of it. Alright, I stand corrected. The fill bolt is a 24. She ain't budging. Oh no. Let me get a 6-point and put on it. Hit it with a little PB blaster and give it no time to work. Got it. Wow, that was on there. Sorry if my head's in the way. Alright. Fill is loose. Next thing I'm going to do is check this standpipe here. And that is a 5 mil. Hopefully it's nowhere near as tight as the fill was. What is going on with these bolts? Maybe the old swamp water got to them. I'm going to let that soak in for a minute and get a 3/8 breaker bar. There, it popped right free. Now we're going to check the drain bolt. Like I said, I believe that's a 14 millimeter. Yep. Wow, that one is loose. That's what we like to see. Before I take that down, let me get my can here. Battery's dead. Yep. Why do things easy? See? Yeah, it's still got a slight red tinge to it. This fluid is probably 50 to 60,000 miles since I changed it last. I've been doing quite a bit of off-roading and just got a small adventure trailer, so I've been towing a little bit. So I figured I want to do this before winter. Take the crush washer off. I'm going to replace those. I will link the part numbers to them in the video description. There it is. They're the same crush washer for each. And then the fill plug has its own. Let me get the plug off and I'll show you. This one's just a rubber gasket. I have them all. I'm going to go ahead and go grab a new gasket quick just to put it on there so I don't forget. I'll be back. I'm going to let this finish draining for another minute. just to get a little extra fluid out while I assemble my pump to refill the transmission. All right, it's good enough. That thread does not feel great. It's probably why that bolt didn't want to come out so simple. I don't have any time to do it now, but I'm probably going to end up getting that's going. Either a new bolt or cleaning up these threads. Just snugging it up for now. I gotta look up the torque specs, but I'll come back and look that up here. Now I'm just using an old-fashioned manual transfer pump, which is not ideal for these bottles. You only want to use Toyota WS in these transmissions. In case you don't know what to use, it says it right on the drain plug, WS. This is my second time doing this on my 4Runner, and I'm pretty sure that last time I said I was going to get a better pump setup, and I haven't. And I'm not sure how this is going to go. I might have to put this fluid in a different container, because there's no way I'm going to be able to pump this in there without spilling it everywhere. We're going to try. That seemed way too soon. The other thing that you need to do is you need to check the level of the transmission fluid with the engine running. I'm not going to be able to show you how to do it because I'm recording on my phone, and I use an OBD scan tool that's built in, well, with an app on my phone. Basically, you need to let the vehicle run and get up to a certain temperature, which I'll link. And then once it gets to that temperature, that's when you check your level. So basically, we let it sit, we let it run, and when it gets to that temperature, we check the standpipe, and we just want a slight trickle out of it when the engine gets to or when the transmission gets to operating temperature. I'm not really going to be able to get this on camera because I need my phone to do this. So when we're done, I'll be back and we'll button everything up. Alright, I am back. I was actually mixed up on that. As we're filling it up, we want to make sure that this is closed. I was getting fluid out of there way too soon. Doing a drain and fill, as I said, it's about 3 quarts of fluid. But as you start the vehicle and let it warm up, that fluid's going to circulate through the valve body instead of just sitting in the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and put another full quart of fluid in, and then we're going to go through the measuring process, or the fill check process, I should say. Just loosely going to put the fill plug back on. And I'm going to get this thing up to temperature and we'll be back. So here we are. This is a little display on my OBD MX Plus. I have the sensor set up for the AT oil temp 1 and 2. We're really looking at these, I believe, to get into the 116 to 120 range for us to check the fluid. While the vehicle's running, it is good to cycle through the gears, reverse, neutral, drive, several times to really get the fluid through the valve body. And you're going to want to check the fluid with the vehicle running. So I'm trying to get it up to temp a little bit more. As soon as it's there, I'll show you what we're doing underneath the vehicle. Alright, sorry for the background noise. We have to have the engine running for this. After what seems like an hour, we're finally up to reasonable operating temperature. Now that I've gotten a bath of transmission fluid, we're almost there. We just want this to be a slow tail coming down. I'm no expert, but I'm gonna go with there. Maybe another couple seconds. If you feel I let too much out, feel free to comment below. I'm going to shut this off, get the torque values on this, and we'll wrap it up. Alright, we're back. I got everything torqued down and buttoned up underneath. While I was under there, I went ahead and greased the drive line zerks. I'm going to pull this out and power wash the underside of it before I put my skid plates back on. Let everything dry off. And then in a couple days, I'm going to spray it down with fluid film, just getting ready for winter. But if you have any questions with the process, feel free to drop a comment below. Sorry about the little mix-up on filling it. I forgot that you need to leave the plug in for the stand check valve, or the check pipe, while you're filling it up. It used just under 3 quarts of fluid. I have it leveled to the best of my ability in my garage. There's a little slope to it, so I have it propped up on some 2x6s. But I'm going to pull this out and get it cleaned up and then sit down and enjoy some football for the weekend. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, please subscribe. It helps. And I will put all the links and the torque values in the description. Thanks.